Please just help me, I don't want to die.
The question, who killed Mobad? This question seems to be the question bugging the minds of many concerned citizens and fans. The cause of his death has been a subject of controversy since the tragic incident, with pointing hands going from Sam Larry, Naira Marley, his father, and even to his wife, who is tagged as #1 suspect over DNA. Well, in this case, we will be uncovering the death of Mobad before and after police investigation. The untold truth. Stay glued as we get right into this video. Just before we go deep, Mobad's real name Promise Aloba. He was born on the 8th of June, 1996, and unfortunately died on the Tuesday, 12th of September, 2023. He was known for his major hits KPK, Feel Good, Peace, and others. His death marks one of the most controversial celebrity deaths in Nigerian history, partly because he was horridly buried on the 13th, being the next day, without any autopsy conducted on his demise, and there were no clear cause of his death at that time. But what we can establish at this point is that the last few days of that young and talented man was filled with excruciating pain, in untold horror, and the kind of fear and anxiety that no human being should be made to pass through that. Talking about his affiliation with Marlon's Music, Mobad had joined Marley & Music record label. He immensely contributed to the success of this label as Zinaliski, and him made major jams and was partially the face of Marlon Music as at this period. Not until 2022 he decided he wants to leave the record label. That decision at this point of his life became what we now see as the beginning of the end, because it has so much around it that is still unraveled. For this reason, every meaningful Nigerians are now seeking for justice for Mobad. But unfortunately for Nigerians, they are like between the rock and the hard place, because they are now in a painful situation where they are now seeking for justice from the same system who denied and failed to protect his life in the first place. Mobad, prior to his death, wrote a petition to Nigerian police at First Criminal Investigation in Ikoyi, Lagos, on the 27th of June, 2023, alleging a major threat to his life by Sam Larry, that he was attacked on a music video shoot and his properties were destroyed. Now, after his death, the police in turns released a statement saying that he was invited and he did not come, and that the alleged perpetrator Sam Larry wrote a counter-petition alleging defamation. At this point, it now the word of the police against the silence of the dead. It's indeed a funny system. The announcement of his death was a breaking news in the industry and became more controversial as days come by into finding out the real suspect and killer. While initial reports attributed his death to an ear infection, new revelations that keep sprouting every day have hinted at a far more sinister truth. Accusations have been hurled at people and suspects have been carved out of his unfortunate story. Based on the reactions from the public, these are major suspects that have emerged from all the controversies surrounding Mobad, and the last one is the prime suspect. Watch till the end as we find out. First is Naira Marley. The story of Naira Marley and Mobad dates back 4 years ago. It all began in 2019 when Mobad was signed to Marley & Records, a label managed by controversial street artist Naira Marley. Initially, it seemed like a blessing and a dream come true for Mobad, as he released a series of hit songs, including KPK, Feel Good, and Peace. However, what began as a blessing soon started to transform into a nightmare. In 2022, Mobad made the shocking decision to part ways with Marley & Records. In an interview, he revealed the terrifying details of what had transpired during his conversation to leave the record label. He disclosed that when he expressed his desire to leave the label, they had become agitated, and before he could even complete his statement, they resorted to physical violence. According to Mobad's terrifying account, he was brutally beaten and even stripped naked, all in an effort to coerce him into staying. Since parting ways with the record label, Mobad and Naira Marley have been at loggerheads. One of the most notable incidents in their tumultuous history is a live video shared by Mobad back in October of 2022, where he was seen crying and fleeing from a building in Chevron, Lekki. In that video, he hinted at being in grave danger and left a chilling message. If anything happens to me, or if I die, Naira Marley and the entire Marley & Records should be held accountable. Mobad further revealed the scary details of his time at Marleyan Records. He also spoke out about threats against his life in interviews. Back then, in response to Mobad's videos, Naira Marley had dismissed all allegations as false, stating that Mobad's behavior was due to the influence of drugs. Given their history and the warnings from Mobad before his mysterious death, it's no surprise that people identified Naira Marley as the prime suspect in this case. Secondly is Sam Larry. Sam Larry, known to be a close aide to Naira Marley, has left many wondering whether he had his own personal grievances against Mobad. This suspicion stems from a viral video that surfaced shortly after Mobad's tragic passing, in which Sam Larry was seen striking Mobad from behind. Thankfully, the situation didn't escalate further due to the intervention of artist Zlatan. What further fuels this suspicion is a document that surfaced online, a petition filed by Mobad against Sam Larry for alleged physical assault and threats to his life. This document paints a picture of Mobad living in constant fear of Sam Larry, and it obviously raised questions about whether Sam Larry's involvement had any connection to Mobad's untimely death. Thirdly is Mobad's father and family. Mobad's father has surprisingly been at the brunt of people's suspicions due to his actions and statements following his son's tragic passing. When news of Mobad's demise broke, he reportedly hurried to arrange his son's burial, rather than allowing for an autopsy to determine the cause of death. This haste to bury the young artist on the following day led to widespread suspicions, especially considering that many believed an autopsy could have provided well sought after. Adding to the suspicion, a viral video surfaced, showing Mobad's father discussing the money given to him by Davido. In the video, he claimed that Davido had given him 2 million naira after his son's death, and he lamented that 2 million was deducted from that amount to purchase a coffin. He expressed his frustration, stating that he had only received 1 million from the funds. This raised eyebrows among many who felt that his focus should have been on his son's passing rather than the financial aspects of a sad situation. However, the most significant reason for suspecting Mobad's father is his shocking insistence that Naira Marley had no involvement in his son's death. Some people believe that he may have been financially compensated to make these statements. Although he hinted at the possibility of foul play, he has repeatedly and defiantly denied any allegations against Naira Marley, leaving many to wonder if there is more to the story. Fourthly is the Ikorodu show organizers and the 3 boys that first announced the death of Mobad while still in the car. The silence of the show organizers has added more suspicion to the tragic passing of Mobad. It was reported that he was last seen performing on a show in Ikorodu just before his untimely death. An eyewitness had revealed that he was hit by juju during the performance. What is puzzling to a lot of people is the lack of information regarding what transpired during the show after Mobad's performance. In the video of his lifeless body, there didn't appear to be any visible signs of physical violence or harm. This leaves everyone questioning, what exactly happened during the show that led to his mysterious death? What more does his friends know, especially the ones in the car with him? These questions we will find out soonest. And the 5th prime suspect at the moment is Omawumi, Mobad's wife. Mobad and Omawumi's love story reportedly began in 2020. They were young lovers when they met, and as Mobad's rise to fame began, he brought her along. However, following his tragic passing, Omawumi came forward to share some disturbing revelations about her late husband's state of mind. She disclosed that during his time on Earth, Mobad had never truly known peace and constantly lived in fear of the unknown. Despite the joy that should have come with the birth of their son, his anxiety only seemed to worsen. She shared that at some point, he even began urging her to leave the country with their child, believing it was the only way to protect them from potential harm. She stated, "He struggled till death, too many pains, threatening. He has always lived with fear, continuous fights everywhere he goes to. He's dead. At least you all won, take your trophy. Y'all made me a widow at 24 years. While her words stirred lots of emotions, a viral audio recording surfaced, which showed their relationship in a different light. In the audio, Mobad seemed to imply that if anything were to happen to him, it would be Omawumi's fault. While some dismissed this as a lover's quarrel, others couldn't help but wonder if there might have been more to the story that meets the eye. Considering the fact in one of his texts to her said, "She F with," this is to say she probably cheated on him. For this reason, some Nigerians are now asking for the DNA of the child. The controversial blogger Very Dark Man pushed out this evidence, followed by Kemi, who said the biological father of the son is Sam Larry and not Mohbad. The fact still remains, if she does this DNA and proves everyone wrong, she has nothing to lose. Instead, will earn more respect and opportunity. But if she gets exposed, then she has everything to lose. Apart from losing every financial support she has earned, because of the son, she will become the #1 suspect of Mohbad's death. In the aspect of the 2 weeks police investigation, after his body was exhumed on the 8th day for the autopsy, which will answer the question that are left unanswered. Question like, where did his friends find him? Was he taken to the hospital alive or dead? What drug was given to him? How did he die? Who did it? And lastly, will we ever know? These questions will be answered by the police, but the bigger question is, do we trust the justice system of this country? Do you think justice will truly come? Drop your comments as things unravel in the next coming days. Do like and subscribe. Bye for now.